Right, now we've got the head on and we've tightened up all the bolts here. It comes time to have a look in this little vane pump here. And the pump's turning freely. It's always good to check that as you go, just in case you think you've mucked something up. Now this rotor, or this, well, I'm not sure the word for it, G-rotor, the outside of it, they'll always, just about always, have a little witness mark to where this hole is at the back there. And if you look at the end cap that goes with it, that goes that way, so you would have the roll pin over this side. So if you have a look at the hole there, the mark, sometimes these have longer marks on the other side. So for the moment, that sits in there like that. Just ready for when this end cap comes on. Now, I'll just grab the rubber that goes in there, and that's how that works. I probably should put a little grease on that just to hold it in place. But what goes in there now are these vanes. So these vanes, they cross over like that and they sit in there, and these transfer fuel into the pump and put pressure into the head for the pistons to come open and things like that. And what we're looking for here is on the inside surface of this rotor where they run, make sure these are nice and smooth. So they've got to be nice and smooth, that gives you full contact with the housing there when we slide it in there. That feels a bit firm, that one, but anyway, we'll see. But what I've gone and done is I have a brand new rotor here, and I think you can see that. And the brand new rotor is 27.78 millimetres wide, and these old ones, even though they've done a turn, 27.78. So look, they're certainly worth using. This one here, same thing, certainly worth using. But yeah, they go in the vanes here. They feel a little bit tight at the moment. Now these little vanes, they've tested okay. Now, I actually just worked out, these were a little bit tight in the groove here before. And I backed this centre off, and I think I had it a bit over tight. But they're a nice fit there. Sits in there nicely. And we're going to use the original ones. There's no need to put a new set in. These have worked fine. I have used 1200 sandpaper on the rotor and inside, make sure there was no little rust that seems about a rusty pump that we can work with. So we'll pop that there, hold this from turning. That's where the pump turns. You can just see the vanes. This vane will get longer. You can just see them get longer and shorter. As it gets fuel coming in from the inlet, it gets fuel in and it compresses it and pops it there. So that's where you get your pressure for that from. That's all we need to do there just at the moment. What I might do now is I'll try and clean up some of the mess that this thing is, and we'll run through this. Okay, I've gone and cleaned this up in the sand blaster, in the bead blaster with the fine glass beads, and all I do is mask up bits and pieces that I think will get damaged, like that there, where the rotor goes. And you can see there's a little bit of staining there, but with the, oh look, you can just feel that. If you don't want to use a housing like this and you buy a later one, like Queensland Tractor Spares in Australia have them, other companies have them, I think Quality Tractor Parts overseas have them. The end cap here, there's a steel insert in it, which is a better idea than this. Yeah, the vanes, you can see with the water coming in here, that's a little bit rough, but look, I will smooth that out with a bit of 1200 paper. I'll just try and lay everything out as it is. Now, if you remember earlier, we pulled the screen out. So the screen sits down in through there. So we'll put that there. There's a spring. Now this spring has a holder on it, or a locator I should say. So that goes that way. See if I can not roll it all off the bench. Then there's another little spring with a spring inside it. So they sit in front of there. Now down the bottom, there's a little shuttle in here, and it must be stuck in this pump, so just from moisture, and they will stick. So what I'm going to try and do is just see if I can grab this enough to pull it out, the sleeve. And there we are, that's the sleeve. And there's a little shuttle valve in here. Look, that is stuck. So this pump here, it'd either be pumping all the time and wouldn't stop pumping, but I'd say it just wouldn't be pumping at all. So we need to get that out. There's a paper washer on this bottom edge there. Then in here, there is also a tiny little spring that sits down the bottom. Okay, that's a little spring. That's a bit messed up at the moment. Often they're not that big, but look, all that really does, it sits down the end here and it stops this shuttle from going down into the chamber. This shuttle either sits there with this port open or slides up and opens this bottom port. So even though that spring's not 100%, I believe I can probably still get away with that. Often this spring is just 5mm high, so I don't know how come this has a different one, but anyway. That down there, look, that'll probably clean up okay, I'd say. I can't really show you in there with the gear that I have. But this one here now, this is the next important one, is getting this little plunger out. Now that little plunger, it's another one that must slide under its own weight. So I'll see if I can get it to move here. There it is. Now this little shuttle, it must be free. If that gets rusty like this one, you're not going to have a pump that wants to work for you. So I have to clean all this up. Try and make sure this is nice and free. Get rid of all the tarnish there. I might polish this with a little wet and dry just across the top there to make sure there's no high spots. I think I can just feel a low spot, but look, in this instance, just trying to get this old pump going again, mainly just to see if we can. We probably won't worry too much. And I will cover this up again. I might try and wash down in the bottom there somehow where all this sits. What I mean, this sits in there like that against this plunger, so if the plunger comes up, it comes right up to this end here. It dampens it, sort of thing. So alright, I'll go and clean all this up, see if I can free it all up. I'll probably run a little bit of 1200 paper down through the middle here and see if I can free that one up. And yeah, I'll come back in a little while. Right, so I've put the bottom spring in and I've put that little sleeve in. Now the little sleeve has a paper washer, and I'm not sure how much of that you saw because the battery went flat on the camera. So I suppose filming all day and I haven't changed it in a while. So that little spring with the tiny one inside goes in. I've put the filter in. I'm putting that fella there in. Now the main inlet, it gets a new copper washer. I gave this a bit of a polish with 1200. I hope it works okay. It'll work better than it did. So I'll shift the camera now and we'll just put it back up the end here. Okay, so we'll put this little rubber in now. Hope it stays there. Line this little pin up. And then we should be able to just pop these bolts in. One, two, three, four. I haven't tightened this up yet because I'll wait till it's on the pump properly. This is going to have to be a few videos, this little pump. Especially when you've got to pull everything apart. Some of the other videos I've just run through and done a reseal quickly. And there's not much else we need to worry about. The thing I need to worry about now is what I did with this spanner here. So stop looking, I found it. I've got it now. They're still turning nicely. I probably could have put a bit more lube in the bottom end there. I'll pop some down the top here. There we go. I should have done that to start with, but I don't know, when you're running cameras and microphones, the compressor starts and you've got to turn it all off and start again. Now these don't have to be over tight, just tight. Pump turns nicely, that's good. I'll pop a bit more spray down. That'll be good. Okay, give that a wipe up, messy bugger.